Just close your eyes. Know the peace within. You are constantly peaceful inwardly. Inwardly, peacefulness is constantly here. Inwardly, the reality is known. You are more peaceful inwardly. You are beyond movement inwardly. You are beyond space inwardly. Inwardly, you alone prevail. The eternal truth about yourself can be known only by stabilizing inwardly. Inwardly, you are already that. You are the non-dual. Beyond description. Inwardly, you are already that. You know the peace also only by stabilizing inwardly. Only by stabilizing inwardly and settling inwardly, your consciousness wakes up totally. When you are already that inwardly and always that inwardly, why not you settle inwardly? Because that is your original state. Your original state, beyond duality, beyond description, beyond manifestation, beyond space level show, remains unknown to you. Why? When you are already that, how you are unable to know what you are exactly? Because you never go inwardly, stabilize inwardly, nor settle inwardly. You never know that the truth about yourself, the truth about your eternity, the truth about your unborn reality can be known only by stabilizing inwardly. You are totally ignorant about the truth which can be known only by going inwardly. Why you are made to close your eyes here? Because only by closing eyes you are with yourself. You cannot miss yourself. Unless you are with yourself, there's no possibility for wakefulness. My entire teaching is only to make you wakeful, more wakeful, so that this wakefulness will get completed at any time, at any moment. You are never separate from the absolute truth, and you are already the truth. But at present, in this duality, with eyes open, you appear to be certain form with fixed label and certain happenings are going on around you constantly. Throughout the waking state, you accept whatever that appears, whatever that moves, whatever that functions within space to be real, as we are yet to know the reality is prior to this duality, prior to this space level manifestation. Since you are unaware of the exact truth about yourself, you take the duality show to be real, the waking state to be real, and all the manifested happenings to be real. So continuously you remain tensed, frustrated and depressed because you are accepting something which is not you. Till you know what you are exactly, you remain frustrated, depressed and tensed. Unless you come across a realize, there is no possibility for you to know that the truth is within you and truth is beyond this space level manifested show. Only a realized can take you inward and make you stabilize inward, not only taking you inward, but making you stabilize inward and making you settle inward. Otherwise, how can you wake up and know that you are already that? I am expounding this knowledge exclusively to the consciousness within, just now. Just now, you are not separate from the source. You are already one with the source. Because of this I amness, which happens for a shorter duration, say from morning 5 till night 10 or 11, you are continuously trapped by the movements that happen spontaneously within space. As you are yet to know the reality about you, which is beyond object, beyond form, beyond movement, beyond happening, beyond space, beyond time, beyond this duality, you are continuously trapped and accept only the duality to be the reality. Listen deeply. I am expounding to you only, to your consciousness only. When your listening is total, at any moment your consciousness can wake up. I tell you, inwardly you are already that. At least after hearing this, why not you settle inwardly to know your supreme reality? What else are you doing here? What for you are here? Only to realize your supreme self, the supreme reality, the source of consciousness within. I know what you are. You are none of the object perceived, none of the happenings that is perceived, none of the show that is perceived within space, within duality. You are the observer. Prior to this space, prior to the duality, prior to the object, prior to the form, prior to the movement, prior to the total functioning of the entire manifestation within space. You only observe just now. Once this secret is known to you clearly, you will not get trapped by the duality show. Once your listening is total, you will not get trapped anywhere within the duality show. My whole teaching is only to wake up your consciousness, which is constantly trapped by the duality show, as it is yet to wake up from this duality show to know its non-dual reality. Just now you are that. Nothing has happened to you, and whatever that appeared to happen, that appeared to function, that appeared to move within space is not you. This you will know only by transcending the duality. How to transcend the duality? You are already prior to the duality. You only observe the duality show. But at present, you accept the duality show to be real, the form to be real, all the labels added to be real. You are strongly holding the duality show to be real, to be real. So, I am using all these words to wake you up from the duality show and to realize your supreme, non-dual, ultimate eternity. Just now. Outwardly, only a spontaneous show is going on by the interaction of the elements. You are neither the elements nor the show perceived. You are the constant observer prior to the duality show. To know that you are prior to the duality show only, you are made to close your eyes. Just now, you know the peace within, is it not? You know it. Directly you know it. It is your direct knowing. Now, you know the peace within because you observe the peace within. So you are more than the peace and observing the peace within. Already you are observing only the peace within, and peace is ever there. When eyes are open, out of the consciousness within you, entire manifestation is happening spontaneously. And you observe that also just now. So whether the duality happens or not, whether the manifestation happens or not, whether the objects happens or not, you only observe at the non-dual level. You are exclusively the observer prior to the duality. When you are the observer prior to the duality, how can the duality show affect you? That means you never settle inwardly. That's why you get tensed, frustrated or depressed by the unreal duality show, which is happening spontaneously by the elemental interactions at an unexplainable speed. Once your listening is total, you will know what I am expounding here. Clearly you will come to know that you are only the non-dual observer, now observing the peace within. Even with eyes open, the peace is there. Through peace only you are observing the manifested show. Because now, when your eyes are closed, there is no object. So you don't identify any object here. Identification is nil. And the observation is total. In the same way, even with eyes open, you have to observe the show. Let things happen. You are not the happening. You never do anything. You only observe at the non-dual level. Because you hold on to this duality show to be more real, to accept that you are the doer and everything is done only by you. Not knowing the non-dual reality, you go on accept the duality to be real. This is the only reason why you are unable to wake up and know what you are. I tell you, you are yet to know the non-dual reality within. Within. That's why I say inwardly you need to stabilize. Within means inwardly. Inwardly means beyond space. So within space, there's no reality. Where there is only movements, objects, appearances and disappearances. You are neither the appearance nor the disappearance, neither the movement nor the happening. When are you going to know? Unless you stabilize inwardly, it's not possible for you to know that the truth about everything is beyond duality. And you are already that. You are the only reality at the non-dual level, but you never settle there to know this absolute truth about yourself. You are unwilling to drop the duality show. You can't even drop the show. You only observe, because from your point of view I am talking. You are holding on to the duality show to be real through memory, not knowing that memory is not you. You are prior to memory, you are consciousness at present, and by remaining conscious of yourself, how? By knowing the peace within. How? By stabilizing inwardly. How? Just by closing eyes and simply observing, as you are now. So, very easily you can settle inwardly and observe silently. Now, you know the unmoving, unchanging peace within. Now, by knowing the peace within, which is not moving, neither changing, you remain calm, undisturbed, cool, relaxed. Why not you settle here and observe the show? I'm not telling you should not observe the show. You cannot remain closing eyes always. Initially, to know the peace within you, to know the unmoving center in you, only you are made to close your eyes. Once you know the peace within constantly, you can observe the show. Let the show happen as it happens. You only observe the show. Just now you are observing the peace. You are more than peace. Even with eyes open, you are observing only the manifested duality. So you are prior to the manifested duality. You are infinite. You are not the finite form, nor the changing happenings, nor that all which appear and disappear within space. To abide inwardly, you need not spend anything because you are with yourself. You are not separate from yourself. All that you need to do is just be with yourself. Because yourself contains all. Whatever that appear to happen within space, whatever that appear to move within space, whatever that appear to disappear within space, everything is happening only out of your I amness consciousness. Once your I amness is merging totally into the source of awareness, there's no movement. When there's no movement, there's no world, neither duality nor any manifestation. You are completely relaxed, totally relaxed, utterly relaxed, exactly the same way as you are in deep sleep. Even now, the more and more you settle inwardly, the world cannot affect you. Any movement cannot affect you. None of the happenings can affect you because you are prior to the movement, prior to the duality, prior to any happening. My whole teaching is only to make you abide inwardly. Note this point. Inwardly, you are beyond words. No word is needed to realize your reality, beyond duality. You are already prior to words. You are prior to movements inwardly. You are prior to words inwardly. You are prior to space inwardly. Your infinity cannot be described. Space happens out of your consciousness, and you are more than consciousness inwardly. So the entire truth remains unknown to you as you are yet to stabilize inwardly. You want to know the truth without stabilizing inwardly. How is it possible? By reading books, you cannot know the truth about yourself. The truth also will remain as words only for you till you know directly on your own by transcending the duality. Books may help you to indicate the truth, but you cannot know the truth through words. Words are only for utility, it is not you. But you are unwilling to drop the words and to be with yourself. No word is required. No sound is required. No movement is required because truth is unmoving. Listen deeply. Truth is unmoving, beyond movements. Truth is unchanging, beyond changes. Truth is ever present. It cannot appear and disappear. Truth is not a show to appear and disappear. So the entire truth about yourself cannot be known at the duality level. That's what I am expounding here. When your intention is to know the unborn reality, eternity about you, you need to stabilize inward. The very purpose of your being here is only to realize what you are exactly. Now you know how to stabilize inward. Why not you be with it constantly, consistently? This means you are with yourself, you are giving preference to yourself. And yourself is not a person, yourself is not a tiny form, yourself is infinite. Here, it is not selfishness being with yourself. Selfishness is related to personality, form level identities. Here, you are with yourself means you are one with the source. You know the infinity within, inwardly. Your infinity can be known only by stabilizing inwardly. Your unborn reality can be known only by stabilizing inwardly. And your eternity prior to birth and death can be known only by stabilizing inwardly. And the ever-present nectar state can be known only by stabilizing inwardly. And you are already inward. You need not make any effort to abide inwardly. Effortlessly, you are only inward. Effortlessly, you are already here inwardly. Just now, you contain the absolute truth inwardly. I need to use the words inwardly very often, otherwise you take the outward happening to be real, outward movements to be real, outward objects to be yourself. Again you are falling a trap by the object level dreamy show. Outwardly, only a dream is going on by the play of the elements at the object level, at the form level, as manifestation. Outwardly, only a dreamy show is happening as manifested cosmos, manifested galaxies, manifested world, manifested object, whether living or non-living. But inwardly, nothing happens to you. As an observer, nothing happens to you. You are the observer inwardly. Outwardly, within space, you appear to be moving here and there. Like exactly how in your deep sleep, a dream happens spontaneously, you appear to move here and there inside the dream. And everything appears to be more real. But you never know while perceiving the dream that you are only the observer lying down in the bed. And nothing has never happened to you. This you come to know only upon waking. Exactly here. In this space, all these outward happenings or movements or whatever that is, appearing and disappearing, is not you. It appears and disappears. Duality means it appears and disappears. At the non-dual level, nothing appears so that nothing can disappear. You are the non-dual observer, ever present. Time cannot confine you. Space cannot confine you. Words cannot confine you. You are beyond limitation, unbounded. You are ever here. Birth cannot confine you, death cannot confine you. What more you want? You are already that. In spite of this highest truth, you never know it. That's why this class is needed for you. Why I am expounding this? Because I know your absolute state and you are yet to know it. First know the non-dual peacefulness within you, then the duality show cannot affect you. This is the initial point to be noted. First know the non-dual peace within you. Because peace also does not move, does not change. It is non-dual. Non-dual means it neither appears nor disappears nor moves. It is constant. And you are the non-dual reality, but you never know it. Secret about you remains unknown to you because you are constantly holding the duality to be more real, more real, more real. So you remain tensed constantly. As you are yet to dive deeply within, first you must know that you are only consciousness at present, and this can be known only by going within, by closing eyes and knowing the peace within. That's why I say inwardly know the peace within. Inwardly the peace is ever there because it does not move. So you cannot say that I am missing peace, I am longing for peace. It is there very much because peace is not moving and peace cannot change itself. It is ever there inwardly, beyond space, beyond duality. You are already beyond duality, but you never settle there, never stabilize there in your original place. Know this deeply. You are already the non-dual, unmoving, unchanging, ever-present reality. But you never settle there. Once you are conscious of yourself, your I amness is trapped by the personality, dreamy, manifested duality show. You refuse to go inward. Then how will you wake up? How will you know what you are? So stabilizing inwardly is mandatory. Otherwise you cannot wake up and know what you are. And you will accept only the duality show to be more real. There's no chance for you to know what you are. Though you are already that. That is the point. I am not asking you to become something which is not you. You have already become something which is not you. I am indicating the truth within you, which you are already that. You cannot become that. To know this absolute truth, you need to stabilize inwardly. That's why you are made to close your eyes and listen to this class sincerely. Inwardly, you are already that. And the peace is ever there inwardly. You only refuse to go there and abide there. Because you are constantly holding the duality show to be yourself. You do not know the unreality of the duality show because you are yet to dive deeply to know the reality within, inwardly, at the non-dual level. See, originally, you never move, neither appear nor disappear. You remain unchanging. Your state is indescribable. And you are ever present here. But still, you are trapped by the manifested show at the duality level because you do not know how the consciousness happens. Once you become conscious of yourself, you are trapped by the duality show. And you never know that you are consciousness at present, and in your consciousness only everything is manifested just now. So you are constantly holding on to the duality to be real, to be real, to be real. And you refuse to listen also these teachings. You cannot have this teaching as a knowledge. It should become your knowing. This teaching is exclusively to make you know what you are, to make you realize what you are. I'm not giving any lecture here. Entire teaching is to wake up your consciousness, which is sleeping deeply by the manifested duality show. Your consciousness is unknowingly accepting itself to be a form just now. Now I am indicating the consciousness within you. You can know about your consciousness only by knowing the peace within. Unless you are conscious, you cannot know the peace. So you know the peace within, you are more conscious at present. The more and more consciousness, the more and more peacefulness, more and more wakefulness. And your consciousness is never separate from the source, it is already one with the source. And your consciousness never knows that it is never separate from the source, and it never merges with the source. By stabilizing inwardly. So it is constantly trapped by the perceived show within space, which is constantly changing. So continuously your consciousness is trapped by the manifested show. And how will your consciousness wake up? Because it is trapped by the outward duality show. It never stabilizes inwardly, though it is already inward. When your listening is total, you will understand, you will know what I am expounding here exactly. You can't miss yourself once your listening is total. Because this teaching is coming straight from the source, only to wake up your consciousness. You are already that. Nothing has never happened to you. You are in the ever nectar state, unexplainable state. But still, you are not free from the duality show which is perceived throughout the waking state. You are constantly trapped by the waking state events. To be real, to be real, to be real. Why? You are yet to know that your consciousness is within. Once you know that your consciousness is within, very soon you will come to know only out of your consciousness the manifested show is going on spontaneously, and you only observe. This you will come to know only by stabilizing inwardly. So stabilizing inwardly, stabilization inwardly is most essential. When you can understand this teaching clearly, consciously, very easily your consciousness can wake up. Your treasure is inward. Your truth is inward. Your nectar state is inward. You are already that. Still you are unable to know. Why? Because you never stabilize inwardly. Listen to these teachings constantly. It might help you to stabilize inwardly and to wake up consciously from the perceived, manifested, dreamy show, to know your unborn, ever-present, eternal beauty beyond duality. You are already the non-dual, unexplainable, indescribable, supreme. Better stabilize inwardly and wake up from the perceived duality show and know that you are already that. I am here only to wake up your consciousness, which is unnecessarily and unknowingly trapped by the perceived outward duality show, as it is yet to stabilize inwardly to realize its ultimate supreme eternity beyond duality. Trust me, I am here only to make you aware of what you are exactly. Stabilize inwardly beyond words. I am here always